All right, the hot weather continues. Unsettled weather is the theme of our forecast for the next few days. Good Tuesday evening, everyone. It's Eric here with Weather for Weather Geeks. This is the Valley's most detailed weather forecast video, and we've got a lot of details to get through over the next few days. First of all, when we look at the last handful of days, we came very close to having a 5-day heat wave. We hit 90 on Saturday and again yesterday, but Friday's high was 88, Sunday's high was 88, today's high was 89, so we almost hit 90 for 5 consecutive days. Just a reminder that in our part of the country, it's generally thought of as a heat wave when you have 3 or more consecutive days of 90-plus temperatures. 2 degrees above average for August. Not a big number, thanks to the somewhat cool weather we had earlier on this month, but it's been hotter more than it's been cooler over the last couple of weeks, that's for sure. Actually, it was hotter just to our south today, 94 in New Philly today, 93 in Pittsburgh. That's one of the hottest temperatures of the summer in Pittsburgh. 84, a little bit of late cooled air up by Cleveland this afternoon. All right, as promised, this was real hit or miss stuff this afternoon. In Calcutta in southern Columbiana County, a rain gauge there, 0.15, but a lot of the rest of Columbiana County was kind of in the miss category. A lot of Mahoning County didn't see a drop, but once you got up towards Vienna and Cortland, we had a couple of gusty thunderstorms earlier on, and actually Mercer County was kind of the winner of the day when it comes to the thunderstorms and the rainfall totals. Rain gauge up near Sandy Lake coming in with 3/4 of an inch worth of rain. When we look at some radar estimates of that northeastern part of Mercer County, yeah, some 1-inch amounts pretty common up here. Actually, even once you're down towards the Sharon area and just east of Sharon, wouldn't be surprised if 3/4 of an inch to an inch worth of rain fell down there, at least by the radar estimates. We had some pretty good thunderstorms that moved through there earlier. Overall, though, the severe weather risk today, I kind of hinted at this last evening, the risk was higher to our south today. South and southeast of us, quite a bit of wind damage east of Pittsburgh, and then to our south down closer to I-70, Cambridge, Zanesville, over towards Columbus. We had some wind damage reports over there as well. Pretty mean-looking cluster of showers and storms did move through the southeastern part of Ohio, the panhandle of West Virginia, southwest Pennsylvania, late this afternoon, early this evening. But even though we were under severe thunderstorm watch for a time, it was one of those situations where I respectfully disagreed with the Storm Prediction Center. Didn't think we needed to be under a watch. Didn't think the coverage would be all that high. And in fact, they discontinued that watch 4 to 5 hours early across our region. It was originally in effect until 9 p.m., but they already started chopping counties out of it as early as 4 or 4:30. All right, let's detour to the tropics because this is a big story for the next couple of days with Hurricane Laura approaching. Hurricane warnings are up from Houston over towards Lake Charles. It's a tropical storm warning surrounding that and almost over to New Orleans. Also, storm surge warnings for Galveston Bay and heading across I-10 into southern Louisiana. I think storm surge is going to be a big story, especially, of course, on the eastern side of a landfalling tropical system. Even though the eye may come ashore right near the Louisiana-Texas border, you could have big storm surge problems on the eastern side of that eye wall as this comes in tomorrow night, heading into Thursday morning. And there's not much standing in the way of strengthening when it comes to Laura. Look at these water temperatures over the Gulf, well up into the 80s. You'd expect the Gulf of Mexico to be warm in August, of course, but these numbers are even a few degrees warmer than average. The wind shear that tore Marco apart is not going to be present from here on out with Laura. So we are expecting what is now a Category 1 hurricane to probably become a major hurricane before it makes landfall. And by major hurricane, we mean Category 3 or higher. And the center of the National Hurricane Center cone right now is pretty darn close to the border between Texas and Louisiana. There's been some model trends over the last couple of days that have wanted to shift it west closer to Houston. Now those model trends are starting to come a little farther east again, and the bottom line is from basically Houston and Galveston on east. This could be a big problem tomorrow night heading into Thursday morning. Category 3 hurricane coming ashore is not a good thing, especially in the times of pandemic when you don't know how things are going to go if you try to squeeze a lot of people into shelters and things like that. Back here at home, we will miss on that main plume of moisture from Laura. That'll be riding up the Mississippi Valley, lower Ohio Valley, and then kind of curving to the east across Kentucky, northern Tennessee, etc. Even though we won't see the direct impacts from Laura's remnants, you can see that we are going to see some rain over the next several days. Hit or miss showers and storms will remain in our forecast all the way through the day on Saturday. As far as Wednesday goes, we have a warm front heading our way. While it will be cooler in the morning, it'll be close to 60 tomorrow morning. Not exactly autumnal, but better than 70, like we've been the last couple of mornings. The warm front will be enough to trigger hit or miss random showers and storms tomorrow afternoon. Much like today, I'm not real impressed with the coverage of these second half of the day tomorrow. But that being said, with that warm front, you're going to get an increase in instability, and perhaps more importantly for us, a little bit of wind shear on either side of this warm front could lead to enhanced uplift of the atmosphere, and also a low-end, non-zero tornado risk across our area tomorrow. I don't want to say the T word too much. I don't think there'll be a lot of tornadoes or anything like that, but it's something that can't totally be discounted because of the wind shear that should be present during the course of the day tomorrow. So for good reason, the Storm Prediction Center, once again, just like today, has a lot of eastern Ohio, western PA, with the slight risk of severe weather. If you think of our severe weather risk scale as a 1 to 5 scale, this is basically a 2 on that 1 to 5 scale. All right, then another unstable day Thursday. This will be a much more humid day Thursday with that warm front well off to our north. We'll be firmly back in the tropical air Thursday. Showers and storms will try to break out again in the afternoon, randomly placed. Any of these could be feisty. Same idea Friday. Another weak little boundary tries to approach. Unstable atmosphere, showers, storms here and there. Any of them could pack a punch for a brief time. So, much like yesterday, much like today, much like tomorrow, Thursday also includes a low-end, slight risk of severe weather across roughly the northern half of Ohio and the northern half of Pennsylvania. All right, so we're going to stay in this regime all the way through Saturday with the somewhat farther west track of Laura. That means its remnant moisture takes a little bit longer to make the turn and come east, and the longer that takes, the longer the humid air will stick around, and the chances of showers and storms will stick around, and the slower a cold front will be. So that front may not arrive until Saturday night now, so all the way through Saturday, now looking pretty unsettled. So on average, inch or so worth of rain can be expected in a lot of our area. These are going to be variable rainfall amounts, though. Some places won't have an inch, some places might get a few inches if you get a prolific thunderstorm or two, but as an average, inch or so worth of rain. Soupy air mass, especially Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Dew points come down Sunday, and they stay low into the first half of next week. Quick look at the longer range. I do think a cooler regime will start to take shape across the upper Midwest as we go into the month of September. September 1st is coming up next Tuesday. And as September gets underway, a little bit of an autumn preview in places like Fargo and Minneapolis. For us, I think the period starts out with near average temperatures, perhaps ends with somewhat warmer temperatures. We will not be in the core of that kind of unseasonably cool air that they'll have across the upper Midwest. Precipitation-wise, a few chances for wet weather next week. Overall, the pattern looks less dry, certainly, than earlier this month. We're already in a more unsettled pattern this week. Less dry again next week. Super wet? No, but definitely better for our lawns and gardens as we wrap up August and head into September. Thanks for sticking with me on Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Kind of a long video, lots to talk about. We'll keep you updated on the severe weather threat and everything else you need to know on future editions of this video on the Storm Tracker 21 app and on 21 News at 6 and 11, and for early risers on WFMJ Today.